He told me I'm gonna kill you.
You're delusional. You're zip-cuffed to that chair.
When it comes to Arrow, we're fortunate enough that we got 8 seasons throughout its entire run. As such, it has given us many great moments, but still it isn't enough.
We've been shooting paint cans all afternoon.
Unless Paint Can rewrote reality and made us swap lives.
I get it.
Then you need actual combat training, Barry.
All right, fine. You know what? Why don't you go over there, run at me, and I'll try and hit you with an arrow.
There may be plenty of episodes in a season, but they're only just over 40 minutes long, which means not everything can make it. Over the years, a number of scenes have been left on the cutting room floor, and there are some really excellent ones. They flesh out the characters that little bit more, give us some great interactions, some extra background or context, and a few moments of genuine humor.
You possess true courage. I'm truly sorry. You did not pass that on to your son.
Slade Wilson was already shaping up to be a sadistic villain who would go to any lengths necessary to hurt Oliver, but that was really confirmed when he kidnapped the Queen family, and in a scene parallel to the one that happened on the island, forces him to choose between his mother and his sister.
I thought I had known true despair until I met your son. I trusted him to make the right choice.
Let me make the right choice now. Kill me.
No!
Choose me, please.
I am killing you, Oliver. Only more slowly than you would like.
Don't.
Choose.
Don't.
Choose.
Please.
Choose.
Swear to God, I am gonna kill you. No!
He doesn't get the chance, as Moira bravely sacrifices herself, and it was one of the most memorable moments that the show has delivered. In the rather stunning season 2 finale, we then get a tease of what might have been. Oliver manages to break free of his bonds, overpower Slade, and then shoot him dead.
You killed that man.
You don't have to do that.
Yes, I do. Nobody can know my secret.
Then of course it cuts back to real life, where Oliver stood daydreaming about the events and what he could have done.
You okay?
I love it down here. I know it's cold and dark and dingy and dank and steam pours out of those grates all day and night, but it was the first place in the world where I finally felt like I was home. He took that.
After Slade had destroyed the Arrow Lair, Felicity tells Sarah about how much it means to her and just what impact it has had. It's a good scene for a couple of reasons.
I wouldn't be here if you hadn't been so brave. Thank you.
It was nothing. I've always wanted to say I've taken a bullet for someone, and now I can. So really, I should be thanking you.
Well done. Not bad, but you're still gonna have a scar.
My own scar.
Yay.
Slade was very heavily tied to Oliver, but this really shows how much his actions affected the other members of the Team Arrow as well. Not just physically, but emotionally.
Help! Help! Somebody help me, please! He's stuck.
Secondly, even though it's brief, It gives us a look at the bond that exists between Felicity and Sara. When the former Black Canary was killed in season 3, Felicity was one of the characters most upset about it, and little scenes like this help flesh out the reason why.
If this is about Roy, you don't have to worry. We're not filing charges.
No, but I want you to file charges. Look, every night Roy goes out looking for trouble because he's got some twisted view it's up to him to save the city. I need him to see that there are bigger consequences than me just getting super pissed off at him.
Well, then you need to talk to him.
He won't listen. I used to think people couldn't change, but they can. They just need a little help.
At the beginning of season 2, Roy was running around trying to emulate the Arrow, something no one actually wanted him to be doing at that point.
Stop us. Slow you down.
Although he would later become the hero Arsenal, early on he was reckless, hurt people, and was at risk of being thrown in jail. However, ultimately charges were not going to be pressed. This happens in the episode Identity, where Thea offers Roy an ultimatum about their future together if he keeps up his attempted heroism.
If you want to reconnect with me, keep the hose in and tear up that check.
I don't do too well with ultimatums.
And I don't do all that great with people I love getting hurt. And worse.
This scene between herself and Laurel gives a bit more context to that, as she pleads with Laurel to press charges and throw Roy in jail. It adds a little bit more meaning to Thea's actions and her feelings for Roy.
Ouch.
That dot contained 20 milligrams of venom. You should be dead. You're stronger than you look.
I get that a lot.
Heir to the demon introduced us to Nyssa Al Ghul, daughter of Raz long before he himself was introduced, as she came to Starling City to take Sara back to the League of Assassins. While the League and Sara get quite a lot of focus, another part of the episode is the fact that Laurel is in the hospital having suffered from an overdose.
What I see is that you have tested positive for opiates. I see that you've been lying to me, and I see that you have been stealing from me.
I can explain that.
Every person that stands where you're standing now says the same thing.
Dad.
The DUI, the paranoia about blood. You're looking like hell. You got a problem, Laurel? It's addiction. Runs in the family.
In the deleted scene, Roy is sent to the hospital to watch over her, and it's there that he's confronted by Nyssa. She uses a very strong tranquilizer dart, which doesn't put him down, but then defeats him hand to hand.
Not so strong after all.
It does a good job of introducing Nyssa and just how capable she is when it comes to fighting, and gives Roy something to do that isn't just random parkour.
I know the timing couldn't be worse on this, but Argus, they have a chemical weapon out in the open, and their target seems to be a man I've had a relationship with back in the stand. Looks like I'm their only way in.
Okay, do you need backup?
No, your plate's already full, man. Besides, they're not sending me in alone. They're providing a team.
Digg will do what you need to do, but just don't get hurt doing it, okay?
All right.
Suicide Squad was one of the many excellent episodes of Season 2, and an extremely hyped one as well, for it introduced us to Task Force X well before the final pieces were in place for the movie.
You're here because Argus is assembling a unique task force, and you've been identified as a potential candidate.
For a bomb in my head? No thanks.
This deleted scene shows Diggle telling Oliver that he's being sent on a mission by Argus, and that they're giving him a team to accompany him on it. The way he says it is quite pointed, making it seem as though he's already pretty apprehensive about the idea, and Oliver's reaction suggests he knows why too.
Hello, Oliver.
Hello, Amanda.
Still Still mad at me?
Lucky for you, you've been pushed down that list.
Really? Who do you want to kill more than me?
It's not a major omission, but it does make things flow a little better and nicely sets up the introduction of the squad.
Oh, hi.
Hi. Listen, I just came to apologize. I never should have agreed to represent Oliver. I guess on some level I wanted you to confront this and move on.
You might be overestimating my capacity for personal growth.
Quentin Lance didn't trust Oliver Queen in the beginning. He had a distrust and a dislike of Oliver because of his relationships with Sara and Laurel and the fact that the former died after getting on a boat with Ollie.
You know, son, that is not going to finish well for either of them or for you.
He arrests Oliver on the suspicion of murder, questioning him using a lie detector test, including questions about his time on the island. As we find out later, Oliver passed, and that's elaborated on a little bit more in this deleted scene between Laurel and her father. It sets up Laurel going to see Oliver and talk about the results later in the episode. But that's not the major reason it's important. It's a strong scene between Laurel and Quentin, who have been going against each other in the case against Oliver, and brings them back together. It shows just how broken Quentin was over losing Sara and driving his wife away. A small but significant moment of character development that would resonate throughout the series.
Hey, I'm looking for someone. Big guy. Bald. You have anyone like that in residence?
That's 50. Yeah, I seen him.
One room.
That's 100.
It's all right. A rich friend in the car outside will pay me back.
Three Ghosts is one of the very best episodes of Arrow. Among the many things it does really well is the character of Cyrus Gold, one of Slade's henchmen who is incredibly powerful and able to defeat Oliver. They later found out more about him in his apartment. That's set up in this deleted scene, which provides a nice bit of humor for Diggle. He has to bargain with the guy on reception for the information on Gold's apartment. $50 for confirming he's there, $100 for the room number. But that's okay because the rich guy in the car outside will pay him back. It just adds a bit more context to what comes after, and the scene is pretty amusing to watch as well.
That was some speech.
Yeah, not my finest hour, but you said I should be the person I want her to see me as. So I did.
No, you didn't.
What do you mean?
I've known you nearly half my life, Oliver. And while that speech was an outstanding effort to piss everyone off and keep your family and friends at arm's length, I could tell. I could see that it was an effort. So when you're done keeping secrets, and you're done trying to push everyone away, that's when you should show up at my place with ice cream. Oh, and when you do, Rocky Road.
It seems so long ago now that Oliver Queen was killing people, Tommy was alive, and Felicity wasn't the thing anyone had started to ship.
Felicity Smoke? Hi, I'm Oliver Queen.
Of course. I know who you are. You're Mr. Queen.
No, Mr. Queen was my father.
Right, but he's dead. I mean, he drowned. But you didn't, which means you could come down to the IT department and listen to me babble. Which will end.
Instead, the couple people were rooting for was Laurel and Oliver. There's a couple of deleted scenes that showcase their relationship, but this one in just the second episode highlights the chemistry between the two in the beginning of the show. It displays just how well Laurel really knows Oliver, conveying the sense of history between them.
You know what I keep coming back to? Malcolm Merlyn. The idea of him, of all people, getting near Mom. I think I need to punch Roy some more.
What?
actually worked. But you'd probably never try it. You're not much of a fighter. I feel like I don't know our mother anymore.
Well, there's more than one side or identity to all of us, Speedy. We just learned Mom has a side we didn't know about.
Well, I wish I could go back to not knowing about it. I don't think I can ever look at her the same way again. Does that make me awful?
No. No. But we have to accept that side of her.
Why?
Because the other side is our mother.
In State v. Queen, Moira prepares to stand trial for her part in the undertaking. This deleted scene features a conversation between Oliver and his sister Thea. This comes at a time when Thea was still in the dark about things, as she talks about her hating Malcolm Merlyn. Unaware that he's her father, she then talks about how she wants to go punch Roy some more, before saying Ollie wouldn't do that because he's not much of a fighter. He then tells her about people having different sides and identities, but that they still have to love her and be there for her because she's their mother. It's a really excellent scene between the siblings, in its own right and for the development of the relationship, and it should probably have been included.
Agent Michaels, the center's restricted, so I'm...
What the hell is this? Early parole?
Waller's looking to bomb Strong City. We need your help to stop her.
As much as I'd love to show the world what we think of her, there's just that little matter of tick, tick, boom. Okay, we all got miniature bombs in our spines.
You'll have to trust me.
And Lawton, no dropping bodies.
Yeah, sure, take the fun out of it.
Digg meeting up once more with the Suicide Squad, and we get a bit more of a character who was teased the first time around, Harley Quinn. Digg goes to unlock the door to her cell, before Deadshot adamantly tells him not to. Then we get a shot of her from the back, begging them to let her out because she...
Let me out. I want to play. I want to
Let's
play.
move!
And in what is a both fantastic nickname and a throwback to the character in the comics, she calls Diggle.
Ah, no. Not her. Trust me.
Come on, chocolate pudding. Let me out.
There's no real consequence of this scene not being included, but it is a shame it wasn't.